I think it's time, NFL. I think it's time to forever ban Jets from ever playing on any game where national eyeballs will be watching, because that was honestly one of the worst games I've ever watched in my entire life. You made me wake up at 9:15 a.m. to watch the most pathetic offense I've ever seen in my life. Justin Fields just can't read a defense. I was completely wrong. This guy, he might be done. I don't know. I can't see him starting for another team. Jets lose in a stinker 13-11. There was one touchdown in the entire game. And we're here for Valley Sports Pod, episode 11, back in the studio. And my two partners, Timmy and Nick, are back.
Woo!
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Had to hold the fort last week by myself. We're going to do our Week 7 picks. Already Week 7. We're going to give you our Week 7 Pepper picks. We're already almost halfway through the entire Pepper picks season. And I'm still down one pick. Both of us went 1-1 last week. We've went back-to-back weeks of 1-1. So stay tuned. It's going to be a fun one. The whole crew is back. So sit back, strap in, take a ride with us through the valley.
When all is ready, Nick flip that switch.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Valley Sports Podcast, episode 11. Back in the old studio, coming to you live from a place with zero valleys, except this one. I'm your host, George, but you already know that. To my right is Timmy.
But you already know that.
And welcome back, man behind the cam, Nick.
Woo!
What's up, everyone?
From your vacation to Washington, D.C. How was that?
It was good. It was nice.
Just went out there with the fam?
Yeah, my family lives down there. My uncle's in the government.
Were you down there for the Giants game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I watched them there on Thursday night.
Great game. Giants.
Yes.
I already went over on last episode, but we can briefly touch on it. Giants won in a shocker. Jaxson Dart and Cam Scatterbo looks like the future of New York football. And as a Jeff fan, what, you have any comments on that?
I like Jaxson Dart. I thought when they drafted him that he was going to be very good. I didn't at first like them being like he's automatically going over Jameis. He's going to be the starter and stuff. But, I mean, hey, looks like the kid could handle some pressure. So,
Yeah, without your number one receiver and a pretty depleted offense put together by Band-Aids and tissue paper.
yeah. I mean, let's give Wandell a little more credit. Like,
Yeah, fair enough. But that kid, little Jordan Humphrey, looked pretty decent. He was
Yeah,
catching
true.
some passes. And Jalen Hyatt made some decent catches. But that one throw, I don't know if you saw it, Tim. Nick, you definitely probably saw it, where Dart literally hit him in his basket and he had his arm held.
Oh, yeah.
I think Neighbors makes that catch. A better receiver makes that catch. Dart made a hell of a throw. But that's just one thing showing that Hyatt's just not that great a receiver for this league.
Yeah, especially when they just, like, stopped using him for the better part of a year last year.
Yeah, because he just can't get open.
I know.
He
Yeah.
can't separate against NFL talent. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's
His-
tough transition for
His
him.
thing in NCAA was just like running straight.
Verticals.
So
You know, the Giants actually, I'm kind of looking forward to watching them this week.
I can't name the last time
Yeah,
That's
that's what I'm
happened
saying.
since 2022, and that was just one outlier year. Besides that, I can't name the last time I've looked forward to watching the Giants.
at least, even if they lose, it's like, oh, at least they have pieces.
It's just
The
Yeah,
right
you guys look
pieces.
like you have potential in the future.
Yeah, like that.
losing's not going to matter right now because we have the future. So all they need is just to build the pieces. Joe Schoen has the easiest job of all time. Just build around Dart because you can tell you got something here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I agree.
But we started positive. Now we're going to jump into negative. I briefly said some in the beginning that we're tired of seeing this team in national media attention. Do not ever put this team in a national game. The New York Jets might honestly, in our 25, maybe 23 years of plus watching football, this might be somehow the worst team they've ever put on the field.
This is the worst team I've ever seen them put on the field. Outside of maybe that 1 year.
With the Buff fumble.
Yes. No, not even. This team is way worse than that team was. I have no issue saying that whatsoever. I think that I was a huge believer in Justin Fields, but it's come to the point now where we can't make any excuses of he has 0 offensive line. Like, I saw three different plays this past Sunday that Garrett Wilson had at least 10 yards of space ahead of him.
There were a play where him
holding...
and Mason Taylor were wide open.
Yeah,
and
I remember.
He didn't hit him. He got sacked.
No, he got sacked because he can't read a defense to save his life. And it's like, dude, not only, you know, you can always say, like, well, the Jets' O-line is not good, so he's running for his life. He wasn't. He wasn't on Sunday. He was protected. He had plenty of time to throw the ball to the receivers.
He is the pure, unfiltered, unadulterated definition of, if your first read isn't there, take off.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is like, and I don't know if it's him being a Jet that I feel like he's been using his legs less, but the thing is like, you know, you can't have a borderline running back as your quarterback. Like, at least Lamar,
I know.
I
was gonna say, we joke about Lamar, but he's made some very nice throws, and he's developed as a passer. But his greatest strength is his legs.
Definitely,
Fields' only strength is his legs.
Exactly, and you know, maybe he would be an okay wide receiver or something, but you know, you're never gonna have somebody come into the league as a quarterback and then be like, hey, I think you'd be better at wide receiver. Like, after a few years of them starting, they'd be like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. But, you know, I feel it could be time to just throw Tyrod in there. Like,
I think they're going to.
I feel like
they haven't announced it yet. Now, granted, this episode's not going to come out till, like, right now we're recording, it's Tuesday, and this episode won't be out about till maybe Thursday, Friday. But until then, they could announce that Tyrod Taylor's a starter.
I hope that they do, because this is like, you can't, like I said in the beginning, you can't pretend anymore. You can't make excuses. He's not good. He's just not. He's not a quarterback, and it's so unfortunate because I really, really thought he was going to be able to work out in this offense. I was so excited that they got an elusive quarterback and everything, but nothing can work. And I'm sorry, like, you can say all you want, like, oh, you know, blah, 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 this, that happened, so it's not entirely, it's always the quarterback's fault.
It's really odd to me because week 1,
he looked good.
I don't understand where that came from. Did he think
it's like he came out with something to prove, and then
everything went to wait, everything washed?
Exactly. It's like you said before we even started, he can't read a defense to save his life.
Listen, last week when they had, 3 points going into the fourth against probably the worst defense in history of the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys, I didn't want to say it, but I was like, oh, man, this might not be the guy. And then last week just proved dividends, where it's just, you can't put this guy out in the field anymore.
No.
Unless you want to see them go 0-17, because they probably will then.
It wouldn't shock me. I said it was going to get to 0-6, and then they'd get a win, but I don't even know anymore.
Talk about being completely wrong. I had this team maybe competing for a wild card, maybe, because of how...
Yeah, too late for that now.
Duffed. Yeah, you'll be competing for the number 1 pick. You're going for the April playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But another thing you mentioned before we started, that Breece Hall made an interesting tweet. You wanna?
Oh, I do.
For those of you who didn't see what Breece Hall tweeted, our friend Timmy has it here. What did he say?
So he tweeted #free20. Meaning he is not so it could be taken a few different ways. It could be taken as him wanting a trade and wanting out of New York, which, good, go, don't care. Or it could be him being like, hey, you're not utilizing me, when, I'm sorry, dude, you had 22 touches this past Sunday. He had 22. So you can only say so much, like, I'm not getting the ball enough. I'm not getting the ball enough. I'm not getting the ball enough. It's like, until everyone starts to realize, like, you only care about you. So go somewhere else, get me maybe, I don't know, 3rd round pick. Nobody's giving up a 1 or a 2 for that guy. Sorry.
No, absolutely not. Especially because his contract's ending.
Exactly.
At most could be a rental.
Well, what did I say after they signed Garrett and Sauce?
You guys
There's
took him
a reason they didn't sign Breece Hall.
You guys took him in the 2nd round, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hope minimum you get a 2nd round pick back, but I doubt you get that.
No, you don't.
You might get
threes.
maybe a 4 and a 3.
I would be okay with that because like, yeah, he's
then
got
you get nothing out of it.
immense talent. He does, but he's not for this team. He just isn't. And like, I'm tired of people pretending that like he's this great, insane running back when I'm sorry, dude, you haven't done anything to prove to me that, you know, you can be the guy. First off, I knew from the start he is not an every down back. And it just all circles back to Glenn being like, oh yeah, like it's gonna be a committee, but you know, we're gonna do this and oh, we're gonna like, okay, let's just flash back to a second. The getting it on the fake punt and then running out the clock. Like, what the hell were they doing?
That
was when Garrett went over to him and was like, "Bro, what is happening here?"
You're talking about the end of the first half,
Yeah,
where like everyone was just looking around,
and Kurt Warner was literally like, "I don't know, I can't come up with words right now."
That's when you know it's bad, when you got a former quarterback speechless.
And Garrett Wilson's on IR now, right?
Yeah,
he'll be out till week 10, and they said.
Mm-hmm. So it's like Garrett. You know, no wonder he got injured because he's trying to carry the team every single play where he gets the ball.
You guys might just have to blow it up. I would only keep Garrett Wilson. I would trade Sauce.
Oh, get Sauce out of here. He's not good. He's not that good.
Do you think Garrett would ask for a trade, or
no,
he's not that kind of guy?
No, so I don't think Garrett's that kind of guy.
We went over this a bunch of times. I think Garrett Wilson is full of class, and he'll never be the type of guy to be like, oh, I want out. I hate this goddamn team.
Yeah.
But some guys can get fed up, and the way this team is, he could be pushed to the limit.
Yes, I don't blame him if he did. And it's very rare that after somebody signs like a massive contract and they say like within 2 years, I want out, I lose a lot of respect. I wouldn't lose any respect for Garrett Wilson. If anything, I'd be like, dude, I say to Johnson or anybody like, guys, I gave you a lot of time here to help me out, and you're not doing it.
It's not like Keyshawn asking out.
Oh, Keyshawn, that's a different story. But
because he was with the Jets when they were winning, and then
wasn't getting the ball enough.
Yeah, and then he wanted out, and they sent him to the Bucks.
Yeah,
I feel like Aaron Glenn's looking like a one and done coach.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He might honestly be fired before like.
I was going to say, I don't even know if he'll make it through the year.
I was talking about like what would have to happen for him to get fired midway through the year.
I can't name it because
0-8.
No. I think like a 55 to like 3 type loss would need to happen.
Like
because if you're not getting fired after what he did at the end of the first half, then his leash has got to be gigantically long. It's got to be like 55, 60 points loss.
Well, here's an idea for the Jets to take. How about we hire a coach who's been a coach, who's already been a head coach in the league?
Exactly. I love that, and we said that last couple episodes that the Jets are just incapable of hiring a coach that's known. Look at the Chargers. We already, again, I feel like a freaking broken record.
I know.
We mentioned it. They bring in Jim Harbaugh, and the culture changes. All of a sudden, everyone's looking at him, even though they have struggled a little bit the last few weeks, but it's just like the Chargers, when they come to town, you know you're going to be playing a well-coached team that's a wagon and a machine, and it's just a guy who's known goes to a team and changes the culture instantly. Sean Payton with the Broncos.
Exactly.
Look at them after 1 year. Obviously, the first year was bad because he didn't like Russ. So look what happens. The 1 year he gets the team he wants, he turns them into a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
Good coaches change cultures.
With the rookie quarterback.
Exactly. It's just stupid to bring in these no-names thinking you're going to find the next Bill Belichick or the next Nick Saban or the next whatever.
It's literally like some who are coordinators are meant to be coordinators. Okay, Aaron Glenn, he's meant to be a coordinator. Robert Saleh was meant to be a coordinator. Todd Bowles, actually,
Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel will be a top 3 coordinator for whatever team he goes to after he gets fired.
Yeah.
So.
He's not. He's definitely not coming back.
But like, not everyone is Kevin O'Connell and Sean McVay, who were coordinators and turn into these elite coaches instantly.
Exactly.
And the Jets think they're going to find that like this. It's just not. It's not. It's rare.
Broken system that nobody is changing.
Look at what's his name for. Now he's the Commanders' offense coordinator. He was the coach of the Cardinals, Kingsbury.
Cliff.
He even had a little bit of success, but he always fell off in the second half because he's not a good coach.
Exactly. He's a coordinator.
Now he's going to be a coordinator for a long time.
And it takes a lot of a person to have a head coaching job and then step back down to coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it just proves he wants to win, and he knows to do what's best for the team. Nick, I keep seeing you hold that mic up, so I feel like you have something to say. Never mind.
But and then another one I just brought to my head, Andy Reid.
Oh, yeah.
Went from the Packers. Granted, he wasn't coordinator; he was a quarterback's
You
coach.
mean McCarthy?
No, Andy Reid was on the Packers when they won the Super Bowl with Favre.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he was their quarterback's coach.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Learned something new.
Anyways, so that's our Jets rant of the day, and honestly, I can see. We'll see how this week goes, but I think I agree with you. I think 0-8 or 0-9 might be, honestly, or
Fire
even,
territory.
especially if the lost. Like if they lose this upcoming week to this team they're playing, we'll get to them by a lot of points. I think that might be it.
Yeah, I think that's the trigger.
We'll start Thursday Night Football. On paper, would have been a very, very good game, but since there will be no Joe Burrow, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers going to Cincinnati. It's going to be probably a stinker. Joe Flacco is the Bengals quarterback, and he just did not look great. Packers easily won that game. There was no sense of dread for the Packers last week.
No, they weren't worried at all.
No, so Steelers won last week in another game. They had no worry, and they just took care. It looked like Rodgers playing the Bears in his career. He just easily destroyed the Browns. He walked.
So annoying to watch.
And Pittsburgh's 5.5-point favorites on the road, and I'm going to take Pittsburgh.
I'm also going to take Pittsburgh because I just feel like basically everything you said,
It's if the Bengals had a solid defense, maybe Joe Flacco would work, but it's just
ghosts out there.
A defense that can give up 35 a game is not going to win with Flacco. The reason Flacco miraculously brought the Browns to the playoffs that year is because of how elite their defense was. And their offense was somewhat clicking with Cooper and Chubb. But you're going to give him an elite offense, but one of the worst defenses, he's not 2010 Aaron Rodgers that can drop 45 a game.
Exactly.
So Steelers, easy. Jump to Sunday. And again, we're doing another Wembley Stadium game. I think there's a Europe game for pretty much the rest of the season. So this week is Los Angeles Rams going to the team that pretty much started the whole Europe thing. They're the team that goes there the most. A lot of the European fans are fans of this team, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
And Rams are 2.5-point favorites. And they're not going to have Nakua, which is big. Jaguars last week looked bad against Seattle.
They didn't
at home.
look too good.
Lawrence went from looking like an MVP against the Chiefs to turning back to himself. Like we said before, it seems like he's the only one trying to lose the game while the rest of the team is trying to win the game.
Honestly. And it's like you said, against the Chiefs, he came out, he had that will to win towards the end and everything, and it just regression in a week.
And I'm going to take the Rams. Even without Nakua, I think Stafford will make it work. Even though I have been a big fan of the Jags this year, I just feel like their defense is going to give Lawrence a little bit of trouble. Outside of that Niners game where they kind of looked a little weird. I don't know. They got torched up by the Niners, who seem to always torch them up. So I kind of just look at that as like an outlier game. I just think they're going to give Lawrence trouble.
I think they'll give Lawrence trouble also, but I actually think the Jaguars will be able to pull that out. I think they'll have more fans in London and all that, and they're due for, I think Trevor's due for another very good game, just like splitting defense and stuff like that. And I do think the defense can give him an issue pressure-wise, but maybe not so much in the passing game.
It's fair. So, next game, New Orleans goes to Chicago. Chicago coming off of a huge win.
That was big.
Even though I will say the refs were trying really hard to let the Commanders win. Can we talk about... Did you see the roughing the passer call?
That was he was going for a tackle.
Like, how is that...
How are you supposed to stop your momentum?
I understand you're trying to stop the low hits, but he's diving at the quarterback to tackle him.
Exactly.
It's a textbook tackle. I understand he went a little low, but when your momentum's getting pushed, it's hard to control where you're diving at.
And I'm sorry, quarterbacks wear padding for a reason too.
It's not like Ndamukong Suh jumping at someone's ankles. He jumped at
he
jumped at his thighs and he kind of dipped a little and landed at his knees.
Yeah, which honestly, supposed to kind of wrap them up by the legs anyway. And
Well, yeah,
I know
especially
that.
a mobile guy like Daniels. You don't want him to
Exactly.
slip out. He jumps at his stomach, and he's going to be able to slip out.
Mm-hmm. It's stupid. I mean, like, the roughing the passer calls have been bad for years, though. The selectiveness in it and all that. It just being a bit softer now. Like you said, I understand them trying to lessen the injury a quarterback can get from getting rammed straight into. But again, it's football. The
At the
quarterback
end of
has
the day, it is.
all
I
the
was going to say
pads
exactly that. At the end of the day, it is football.
Exactly.
You got to let them play the sport, unless it's like Bounty Gate out there.
Yeah, that'd be different.
We can't be calling roughing the passer for some bullshit.
Exactly.
That
No,
was
well,
almost game changing.
You're supposed to stop your momentum now when you're about halfway
Exactly,
through to make
yes.
the tackle.
Yes. Do you remember that roughing the passer call in like the AFC title game when Chris Jones smacked Brady in the
Dude,
head?
that was so bad.
Do you remember that, Nick? Awful. But I'm taking the Bears. They're 5.5-point favorites at home. I think they win and cover. Even though Rattlers look decent, Saints are just not good.
They don't have the same
Aura.
Yeah, sure. Aura and just talent, I feel like the Bears have. So
Yeah.
The Bears are starting to look fun.
I think they are too. I mean, dude,
Caleb still has
his
weird,
moments.
weird,
Yes.
he's got to
weird-
work out some kinks.
weird plays, but like he's the team looks like they're getting somewhere.
They got
Yeah,
a lot.
no, I
they got a
think
lot
so,
of play.
too.
Can you imagine they actually took Tyler Warren over Loveland? How elite this offense would be.
Yeah, Tyler Warren looks good.
It's and everyone in the country knew that, but except Chicago, they were
Yeah.
the last ones to find out about it. They took Loveland over him. Tyler Warren was so good, he made Drew Lallar look like he would be the first quarterback taken in the draft, and that guy's probably not going to be taken at all because he tore his ACL. But anyways, next game, Miami goes to Cleveland, and Dylan Gabriel is still starting. And honestly, the way it's looking, the way people are complaining like crazy, I think the Shador clock is starting. And
I think so too.
awful to say. Even though, honestly, I just want him in there just to show everyone that he's not good.
Yeah, he's not. And look, if he proves us wrong and all of a sudden, can be almost like a Russell Wilson rookie level type thing, like that would stun me if he was able to do that.
I mean, Russ had one of the better rookie
Yeah, actually,
seasons,
you're right.
so
That was a very bad example.
maybe like a Eli rookie season.
Yeah, Eli or I don't know, even Josh Allen.
I mean, Josh Allen's rookie season was awful.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm saying it's going to be Josh Allen, like if he gets thrown out there.
I think if the Browns rely on their run game and actually give their best player the ball, I think they can win this game at home.
I think they can too, but
I think that has to be the worst game of the week, right?
Oh,
has to be
easily,
100%.
Unless the Jets won, maybe, but
at
Anything
least
the Jets
team
are
they're
in.
playing looks decent. Honestly, my surprise pick of the year, and they're not looking too bad right now.
Yeah.
The Panthers.
I think that
yeah,
they're getting there.
after the mandated turnovers by
Yeah.
Young.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that tweet?
Wait, which
It's
one?
like it's a picture of like Bryce Young, and he's like morphing into Brady. It's like Bryce Young after his government mandated turnovers for the week. Because apparently
He starts off awful every week, and then after that is like one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league.
apparently when
is
he
very
was
good.
down against the Cowboys, he was like 18 of 18 for like 3 touchdowns
That's
last week or something
insane.
like that.
Insane.
Maybe he's another one that's going in the right direction.
I
finally.
think so too.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing, we
Yeah, because
talked
he
about it
has
before.
weapons. It's
Exactly.
crazy what happens when you give a player weapons.
Ooh,
He's got
and-
this insane 6'5" receiver that can catch anything, and now he's got a running back that's running for $180 every game.
Yo,
And Chuba Hubbard is coming back too, so it's like, wow.
I believe it's Chuba Hubbard.
Whatever.
Is it?
I think so.
But
I always called him Chuba.
Browns
Chuba
for
Hubbard.
Browns for me.
Browns for you? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Browns too, just because Dolphins.
The Dolphins, I feel like, are having a total culture collapse. Too.
Yeah,
Like, did you see the Tua interview after the game where he's like, "Oh, players aren't showing up at meetings."
Oh my God, that's bad.
And people are like, maybe you keep that in the locker room.
Yeah, why would you put that out, dude?
I think the whole thing is just a dumpster fire now.
Who do you think gets fired first, McDaniel or Glenn?
McDaniel, because I feel like I feel like the Jets are going to try to hold on because it's his first year as the coach.
It'd be an embarrassment if they fired Glenn before McDaniel.
But I feel like he's also giving them a very hard time actually giving him that chance because it's been so bad.
Just literally all you have to say is what I said, earlier with them getting that fake punt and then
literally
looking around. I'm like, somebody tell somebody to do something. Like anybody at all.
That was really bad.
No, it was one of the worst things I've ever seen.
It hasn't been talked about a lot too.
The only thing,
like you would think it'd be all over SportsCenter. They don't this should have been talked about butt fumble level.
Yeah, exactly.
That was one of the worst things I've ever seen.
So bad. But I just I don't think I've seen that bad of a mishap or sequence of events from the Jets since we were still in high school. I want to say it was 2013 where they had to call a timeout on the very first play of the game.
Oh, yeah.
That is the only thing I can compare to that, where I'm just I was sitting there being like, I don't see, nobody's doing anything.
Yeah, it's bad. But,
yeah.
Next game.
Yes.
New England goes to Tennessee, and Drake May, man.
Yeah.
Top 5 in the league. I think he's getting there.
He looks pretty good.
He's getting there.
He's definitely going to be top 5 in the league, at least by next year. If he's not this year.
By next year, yeah.
He looks like a baller.
I
don't know how else
I'm
to
going to say
explain
this
it.
right. I'm going to say this right now. You better hope Jaxson Dart is actually good, because if he's not, Tommy DeVito, you will pay for what you've done to the Giants. That's all I'm saying. That's 3 quarterbacks that will probably be top 10 within the next 3 years that were missed out on because of him. Daniels, Caleb, and now Drake May. But I digress. New England. That's all I'm going to say.
New England.
New England.
I can't pretend anymore that just because I hate New England, I want them. I always want them
Did you
to
see
lose.
his throw to Diggs that got called back?
Dude.
He threw it from the 23 to the 23 in his chest. And also, that was a horrible call.
Yeah,
they called that a push
terrible.
off. He just hand fought him and then got open.
The thing
for
is they're so selective about the push off, because I'm sometimes within the 5 yards you let them go at each other, and then other times you're just oh no, flag immediately. And I'm no, you're supposed to give them the 5-yard space to be able to try to get past or block the receiver, and everything like that, just selectively.
I'm at the point where I'd just rather see it unless you get mugged out there. It's no pass interference.
Just let them, let them go at it.
No,
Isn't it better
agree.
to have a battle in the field?
Exactly.
For people too, anyway.
Yeah.
Unless
it's blatant, where
you're dragging them down or something before the ball. Okay, sure.
Yeah,
but
no, that's completely different.
Yeah,
but you don't have the follow guys all over the field cornerbacks anymore like Revis was.
No, I saw a video from the Chad Johnson's or Chad Ochocinco's podcast.
Yeah, I saw that
where he was glazing him, and honestly,
how could you not though?
I was saying he was right. It's probably the greatest defensive season we will ever see.
Yeah.
And he named everyone he guarded that year.
Didn't win defensive player of the year. Charles Woodson.
Packers Charles Woodson. That's stupid.
It was very stupid. Everybody was up in arms about that.
Besides Dion has a corner everyone, or has Dion's won it? He has
defensive player of the year. Yeah, Dion's won that.
If you want to double check that for us, Nick, if you can.
Defensive player of the year, 94.
I would have thought he won it more.
But anyways,
either way.
Speaking of Charles Woodson, the Raiders go to Kansas City, and the Chiefs are 12.5-point favorites. Raiders look horrific.
They're so bad.
Besides Genty, like I said before the year started, he's elite and as advertised, but Geno's just not it. You guys need a quarterback. You luckily will be drafting in a position to take a quarterback.
Yeah.
So, and I'm hoping, honestly, Max Crosby gets traded to a decent team, because
I think he will. I think they'll do him the favor.
I think they're just wasting his career there, because he's easily If he was on a more known team, he would be in like. He's been so good for so long. He'd be in like TJ Watt talks.
Yeah,
all the time because he's been that good for this long.
Exactly. He goes under the radar except that 1 year.
Because they made the playoffs.
Yeah,
but I'm just gonna say Chiefs. I mean,
yeah.
at home,
how do you
at home they're not losing to this team.
Yeah,
it's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
I would vote for the Chris Collinsworth to not be allowed to do Chiefs games anymore. It's okay. I get like. I know his jokes for years, but it's getting to the point where he's making mistakes, and for some reason, Chris Collinsworth
is Did you hear what he said?
Hyping them up.
Did you hear what he said on Sunday?
About when he fumbled it, and he
goes,
like,
nobody recovers a fumble like Patrick
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
He would throw a pick six and be like, that is the greatest pick six I've ever seen. Like, no other quarterback could do it that way.
Exactly.
It's like, just, okay, like, enough is enough.
Yeah.
He is a good quarterback, but like,
exactly. But that's the thing is we all know that by now. Everybody who watches football knows Patrick Mahomes is
my
a good
favorite. You
quarterback.
know how they do like the top 5 memes and they like fake the commentary?
Yeah.
My favorite one was the Bills were kneeing the ball and like the clock was literally running out and people were running on the field and they took the commentary from early in the game of Tony Romo saying like, I'm not going to call it yet because as long as that guy 15's on the field, I think they still have a chance. And it's so funny. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But Chiefs all around.
Yeah, the Chiefs.
Next team is interesting, especially if McCarthy doesn't return. A real revenge game. The Eagles go to Minnesota. Eagles are 1.5 point favorites after a stinker in MetLife. Something you'd never hear probably I thought would come out of my mouth in my entire life. A stinker in MetLife from Philly.
Yeah, they looked really bad, dude. I mean, and the Giants looked good, so that was part of it. But
Saquon looks I was going to say old, looks tired is a better word.
Well, I mean,
it looks like he's feeling last year.
That's what I was going to say.
That's
just
why
look at all the abuse he took last year and how hard he tried and how hard he ran.
It worked
out. And it did work
and no one's going to take anything away from him. But
no, absolutely not.
That's why I was against taking him top 5 in fantasy because 400 touches is a lot of touches.
Yeah.
Especially for a guy turning 28. And
running backs not
winning
the longest.
Winning the Super Bowl, so his motivation definitely went down a little bit. Like, granted, I'm not going to come out here and say, oh, Saquon's unmotivated, but it's like, when you win the Super Bowl, it's kind of like,
well, yeah,
you go through the motions.
You got that notch in your belt, and you're like, all right, yeah, I'd love to win another one.
Like, last year he was,
last
year he was averaging like 25 fantasy points per game, and like,
you
weren't going to expect that again, because that's crazy to think that that's going to happen.
I was expecting it again, but I didn't take him.
Yeah.
I should have.
I feel like the Vikings will win the game, though.
Do you think the Eagles start to go on like a downward slide?
I want a hot take, or I want to say this hot take, and I don't care if somehow this finds the Philly mainstream and they all hate me for it.
They hate all of us anyway.
I think Nick Sirianni is one of the 5 worst coaches to win the Super Bowl in history. I think he's so overrated.
Who else we got up there?
The Barry Switzer from the Cowboys when he took over for
literally
that.
Just filled the role.
Inherited a team.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't really name any others off the top of my head right now.
Bulls.
He wasn't the head coach though. It was Arians.
Oh, what?
Yeah. He was the coordinator.
Oh, okay. Yeah, somebody who should be a coordinator.
I feel like he's doing a good job though.
Yeah, he's
Bowles
has
been solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
he just never shows emotion.
I don't know. I just don't think Sirianni is a good coach, and I think that's also what the problem is.
Is that they keep trying to pretend like he is.
That, and it's just like his team was so great, and now the kinks in the armor are starting to fall out.
Cracks are starting to show.
When you run it first and second play with Barkley, and he doesn't break it for 20 yards, and then you run curl flats on 3rd down, it's not going to work.
No.
And their MO is just getting to 3rd and 1 so they can do the tush push.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what it seems like their offense is.
I'm not a Jalen Hurts hater, but sooner or later he's actually gonna have to throw the ball down the field successfully, not like
missing Devontae Smith wide open. Because I said this last week that everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, the Giants defense did this, the Giants defense did that." No, our front 7 did this. Our secondary is still not great, and it's getting there because there were a lot of missed opportunities by Hurts against our secondary, whether it was A.J. Brown going across the middle wide open for a touchdown and he throws an out route to our guy that gets a pick, or him missing a wide open Devontae Smith.
He could not have been more open.
No, you could
blown coverage.
Yeah, absolutely wide open touchdown to Devontae Smith. So, again, I think they're going to have to stop relying on Barkley to win games for them, because if Hurts is really this guy they think he is, then let's see him do it. Give him the reins of the offense. Stop running bullshit plays to get to the 3rd and 2 to the 3rd and 3 to get your tush push ready.
It's going to be okay. So, like, obviously, I'm not someone who's like, you must ban that play, but
what they did at the goal line
4 straight times.
I think that is hurting the case more than anything.
Yeah.
On national TV, you just see 4 straight, and people were like, hey, this kind of sucks to watch.
Yeah, because it does. Like, it was cool, revolutionary when it first happened.
I haven't seen it in
like
person.
That.
I can't even imagine how awful it must be to watch that in person.
I don't know, man, but it's a lot of body contact.
I don't even know if they should ban it, but man, it is an awful play to watch.
At least something of like
adjust the rules.
Yeah, you can't run it 4 straight times.
Dude, he's going to break Cam Newton's rushing record because of it.
That's insane.
Like a record that Newton got because of how great he was.
Yeah,
and how like much of a freak athlete he was.
Like
because he could just take the ball and shove it up his center's asshole.
Yeah.
Like the rushing touchdowns.
Yes. Yeah, like he's on pace to easily break it because of it. Like he leads the league in 1-yard touchdowns.
Oh, shocker.
They're like the only team that I think like in a 1-yard thing doesn't use the running back. They
don't.
No,
you know what's coming and you can't stop it.
They've only done it like
Charbonnet.
They've only done it like 3 times where they handed it off to the running back coming around, and it's worked to perfection.
Yeah,
they did it one time a couple years ago when they still had DeAndre Swift. It was like 4th and 1 from the 20. They gave it to Swift, and he literally had. He could have crawled to the end zone. That's how much space he had. And then they gave it to Barkley earlier a couple weeks ago from the 1-yard line. He walked in too.
To be fair, on the other side of the coin, I wouldn't stop doing it until they ban it.
No, definitely not.
Oh, obviously not.
You got to take advantage of it.
It sucks for us to watch.
You know what I would do if I were a coach, just to make sure it gets banned? I would have my offense come out. I'd sub out my wide receivers for linemen. I'd sub out my quarterback for a tight end and just run the play every play and get 3 to 4 yards and have these 25-play drives
until they're finally like
16-minute drives down the field.
Yeah, a quarter and a half.
Yes, I'd do that. That would get it banned if one team did that easily.
Especially with how much
have the Ravens have Mark Andrews do it. He was doing tush pushes a couple of years ago and it worked. Just have Zay Flowers and freaking Rashard Bateman sub out for some extra linemen.
Wait, and speaking of stupidity with Mark Andrews, did you see on the goal? I don't know if it was the goal line, but it was 1st and goal, and they ran it to Mark Andrews instead of Derrick Henry twice. 1st and 2nd down.
What the hell was
that? And then
about?
Finally went to Derrick Henry, and I think he got stuffed.
Yes, I think. I think we'll get to them because honestly, they're on a bye, so we can talk about them. Yeah, I think Harbaugh's time's numbered. And people are going crazy. Though people are going crazy about the fact that their schedule gets so easy. Like, it's so easy to just win that many games in a row.
I mean, I think with Lamar, they'll start winning more games.
I think so, too. But they're not Super Bowl contenders.
This team looks like fucking dog shit, other than
their defense.
Their defense is terrible. They've let up 40 like 3 times.
Can we talk about how bad some defenses have been this year? Like, we're talking historically bad.
Ravens are arguably almost looking as bad as the Cowboys on a week-to-week basis.
The Ravens, Bengals, and Cowboys are some of the worst defenses.
Dude, it's so ugly out there.
Wait. Did the Jets get a turnover this week? They did, right?
The first.
I was going to say, going into this week, they didn't have a turnover.
No, they didn't.
That's crazy.
It's insane. But let's not act like, last year and the year before, the turnovers were not a big thing at all. Like,
but at least they held opponents.
Yeah, they could hold the opponents and stuff, but they weren't a game-changing defense because they couldn't get turnovers.
Would you rather have a defense that gives up points but creates a lot of turnovers, or a defense that doesn't give up a lot of points and has like the bend don't break type mold?
Probably as like a traditionalist, I'd like to say bend don't break, but I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
I think I'd rather have the turnovers because in some situations, those could be so helpful.
Exactly. You could
especially
get
in like
6 points off of those.
Especially in like a game where it's like 35-31, you just took the lead with like a minute 20, 3 plays into their drive, you get a sack, fumble, and the game's over.
Exactly.
Like if you never get any of those, if you don't get sacks or fumbles, you just hold them and stop them.
That's the thing is, like, I was saying to my dad not that long ago, because he was saying, like, yeah, none of our defensive guys can, like, make the end of the game play. They haven't been able to for years. And I was like, yeah, because none of them are guys who are going to find the way to make the play.
Yeah,
like the
you guys don't have
you
guys don't have ball hawks.
Exactly. I'm like, there are the guys out there who, it's in every sport, basketball too, like somehow managing to get the shot off. Those guys in football will find a way to make the play.
Who's the last true ball hawk you guys have had? Cromartie?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? Who's actually gotten like league leading turnovers?
Actually, Michael Carter, the safety, was pretty good with that.
Or Jordan Whitehead versus the Bills.
Yeah, anytime he played Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was so funny.
But we went on a little tangent, but I will pick the Eagles.
As
long as Jalen Carter plays.
Yeah, I'll take the Eagles.
Next game, the game we've been waiting for. Carolina goes to MetLife.
Oh,
1.5 point favorites. Because you asked this question, why they're 1.5 point favorites? Because they have not won a game on the road. They are undefeated at home.
Okay, makes sense.
So that's why Vegas is like up in the air.
I won't even go on about it. They're gonna lose. I'd like to see maybe no, I don't even know what I'm saying, dude. I don't care.
Well,
they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose by way more than 1.5.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm sorry to cut you off there, but all right, as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by our video stoppage. So I have some interesting about this game that would be funny. So we brought up earlier about Bryce Young's scheduled mandated turnovers before he turned into Brady. Well, the Jets don't create turnovers, so we got the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. So what's going to happen? But I'm going to take the Panthers.
I'm also taking the Panthers.
Just for the memes, because the Jets going 0-7 would just be catastrophic. You guys don't have your only offensive weapon outside of Breece Hall. And even though Mason Taylor looks decent, next game, Indiana Jones and the Indianapolis Colts go to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. Chargers are 1.5 point favorites. Daniel Jones almost lost them the game last week with a couple costly turnovers, but they pulled through because Cardinals are not good. Defense looked a little shaky against the backup quarterback, and Marvin Harrison was out. However, I do like what I've seen from the Colts. They, again, should be undefeated if not for a fluky fumble by the Rams against the Rams. And I think the Colts will upset the Chargers.
I don't think so. I think the Chargers win that one, and I think they win it convincingly. Excuse me.
All right. I guess we're opposites on that one, weirdly, because I've been a big Chargers guy.
Yeah.
And anti-Colts guy. Next game, Washington goes to Dallas. Dallas at home after a disappointing loss. And Washington's 1.5 point favorites. Granted, they lost to the Bears while the refs were really trying to help them win. I'm going to say I think the Cowboys will win because the Commanders' defense just doesn't look good.
So that's the thing is, like, as much better as I think the Commanders are, like, the Cowboys' offense is so, like, honestly, like, top tier.
Easily top 3.
Yeah, definitely. So I can see
without Lamb
trying to, like, outscore them and stuff. And I mean, hey, Washington can put up a lot of points too. But who's home?
Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas will win that one.
Yeah, we're both on Dallas just because of how bad the Commanders' defense has been.
Exactly.
I think that's going to be the X factor there. Next game, Green Bay goes to Arizona. Green Bay is 6.5 point favorites. And as of right now, we don't know if Kyler Murray will not be playing. But they honestly look better with Jacoby Brissett.
Honestly, I was going to say the same thing.
As a McBride owner in most of my leagues, keep him in.
Yeah.
Guy got me 22 points this week because of him.
Mm-hmm.
It's, again, I said this last week. You got 2 superstar players and not leading the league in anything, which is a detriment to your own team because you don't use your best players. But Packers, that's all I'm going to say. Jacobs is going to run all over them.
Packers for sure. Jacobs run all over. Kraft catch all over.
They've been
Anybody
slowly-
catch all over.
They've been slowly bringing Golden, and he's been looking great.
Yeah,
Made some pretty elite catches last week.
and he could do those sweeps.
Yeah, he's fast, man. He was very good. Next game, Atlanta goes to San Fran. Atlanta coming off of a hell of a win last night. Bijan Robinson, like I said before the year started, is the best running back in football. Decimated the Bills' defense. The Atlanta defense looks pretty freaking good.
Solid.
Very good. Drake London just absolutely decimated their defense.
What do you have, 11 catches or something like that?
I believe, yes. And then he had a catch that they called out of bounds right at half. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I didn't.
But honestly, he should have scored. It was bad replay review. But I'm going to say Atlanta.
I am also going to say Atlanta.
I think they're going to be riding high, and this Niners team just doesn't look good without all their stars, even though they might get Kittle back. But again,
remember, Atlanta was my sleeper team in the NFC.
yeah, honestly, both of our sleeper teams look solid.
Yeah, they do.
Panthers and Falcons, even though my team only looks good at home.
And the Jaguars for my AFC.
Yeah. Honestly, and I had Patriots, so we're kind of like
we're doing pretty well.
We're
with
doing
those.
pretty solid.
Yeah.
We can look 5 weeks from now and look like idiots, but honestly, early on we look pretty good. But I'm gonna go both Panthers, and again, I'm gonna say this every week until it happens. But if it doesn't happen, then I don't really care because then I'll look stupid. Just if you have CMC in fantasy, just try to trade him for as much as you can.
Yeah.
Because I if I was a CMC owner, I'd feel like I'm just holding a time bomb.
Exactly.
That's just unless you have Brian Robinson on the bench, it's just. Do you really want to deal with week 12 and this guy gets hurt for some bullshit reason because he's getting
like 4 weeks?
Because he's getting 25 touches a game? I wouldn't want to deal with that as a manager. So right now he's averaging like 24 points per game. If you could trade this guy somehow for like Bijan or like Gibbs and something else.
I don't think anybody give up Bijan for him.
Oh, no, but I'm just saying there are a lot of idiots out there.
Yeah, true.
But Falcons over the Niners.
Yeah.
Next game. Another Monday night doubleheader. I already raged about this last week, about how stupid these are.
I hate
but
them.
at least these are at 2 different time frames. One's at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
One's at 10 for the East Coast.
Yeah.
No. They're in Seattle.
Yeah. So it starts at 10 for us.
Oh, I think you meant
Yeah.
it's like for us.
Yeah,
No,
I misunderstood also.
Yeah.
Like, you have to stay up till like
Oh, yeah.
1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But we'll start with Tampa goes to Detroit. Detroit 5.5-point favorites coming off of a very disappointing loss. In KC, their offense looked stalled. They could not get anything going outside of a couple plays here and there. It seems like when you stop Detroit's run game, you stop Detroit.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I feel like then Goff gets flustered with knowing how much he'll have to throw the ball.
They kill teams with play action, and when they don't have that weapon, they are faltering pretty badly. The play action is so vital to that team. If they can't get their run game going, they have been eaten alive, honestly. Anytime that a team stopped their run game, they have been destroyed. And the Chiefs were in control that entire time. However, Bucks have just too many injuries. Even if Mike Evans comes back, you got no Ekbuka, you got no Godwin, you got no Bucky Irving, and Baker might be the MVP of the league and will definitely keep this game close. I just have Detroit at home winning, bouncing back after a disappointing loss.
Yeah, I feel like not solely, but mainly for the reason of Detroit being in their dome and everything, that they're just going to outplay them. And like you said, the Bucks they're hurt right now, and it doesn't mean that they're going to go on a complete downward slide or anything, but right now you might expect like 2 out of the next 3 to be losses.
Also, I will add that 52.5 I think will hit. That's the over under.
I took 51.5 the other night and it didn't hit. I was very upset.
Which Monday night game?
No, it was Sunday night.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the guy that put 500 on Goff to score the first touchdown, and he caught the first touchdown, and then they called it back? So he would have won $400,000 from that.
That's why they called it back. Vegas made the call.
Vegas knew.
Roger Goodell made that call.
Yeah. The Goodell bot.
The top comment was like, on that play was like, can someone please check on this guy?
I don't even know what I would have done.
Yeah. If you're out there, man, reach out to us. We'll come for you.
Exactly.
Come on Valley Sports. We'll talk about it. Because I've had some brutal losses, but that takes the cake. Honestly.
Yeah,
They-
that's a rough one.
It's not like the flag is on the field. It's like, okay, all right, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
They scored, let them celebrate,
and then
had the flag.
yeah.
Crazy. Last game of the week, Houston goes to Seattle. Seattle's 3.5-point favorites at home. Seattle coming off of a very dominating victory. Did you know that Darnold's first 5 passes were to JSN for 118 yards and a touchdown?
That's wild, dude. That's wild.
Talk about JSN has established himself as a top 3 receiver. I think the only two. I agree with you. I've always been a JSN guy.
I know you have. I'm just saying it's looking more and more likely.
He is the only receivers I take over him right now is Jamar Chase and Jefferson. That's it.
About St. Brown.
I think JSN is better.
Yeah, I think actually this year he has been doing better.
All right, so I'm just gonna go quick and say Seattle. I think Seattle will win. So those are our picks for Week 7 already. Love them, hate them, fade them. Now, before we flip the switch again, we're going to give you our Week 7 Pepper picks. And right now, we're still at a stalemate. The last 2 weeks, we both went 1-1. So as of right now, I am 5-7, I believe. Yes, 5-7, and Timmy is 6-6.
500, baby.
So, Timmy, why don't you start us off with Week 7 Pepper picks?
So, first Pepper pick of the week is Packers -6.5. They are too good right now. They have too many weapons. The offense is set. It's getting in motion. Golden's getting involved. They're just, I borderline say my Super Bowl favorites. So, moving on. Second Pepper pick is, what did I say it was? Yeah, it was, Panthers -1.5 over the Jets. Self-loathing Jet fan right here. Don't care anymore. They are not good. They're in MetLife. They're going to lose. Panthers are going to finally get their road win. And yeah, that's my Pepper picks for the week. And George, I will transfer it over to you.
Thank you, Timmy. So my Week 7 Pepper picks are, first one is interesting. I'm going to take Philly in Minnesota, 1.5-point favorites. Philly -1.5. I think even if McCarthy plays, I think they'll bounce back from a horrific loss to the Giants. I just can't see this offense being this bad. Even though Minnesota's defense is pretty solid and they're a very well-coached team, I just can't see them losing to Carson Wentz or J.J. McCarthy. Not the Philadelphia Eagles that just routed the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Not the Eagles that started 4-0. I think they win this game. And even if they get one of their fluky lucky wins. And my second Pepper pick is the Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football at home, -5.5, will take care of business. Their offense will be exploding all over the Buccaneers. They will rout them. I think the Bucs are just too depleted on offense to keep up with them. 5.5 is just a perfect amount of points. I think Detroit wins this game by 10 or more. I just feel like the Bucs will not be able to stop their run game. And Detroit's defense, I think, will be able to hold up Baker as great as he's playing. So, those are our picks. Love them, hate them, fade them all, fade 2, fade 1. Do whatever. For this guy, on my right, it's Packers -6.5. Panthers -1.5. For me, Lions -5.5. Eagles -1.5. With that being said, until next time, and there will be that next time, this is George from Valley Sports Podcast giving you 189 Dive. That's a wrap. Episode 11 in the books, the Larry Fitzgerald episode.
Oh, yeah.
So, Timmy, give it to me one more time.
Nick, flip that switch.